Yeah.
Woohoo!
That's how you do it.
That's how you do it, people. Just in case you all forgot.
Just in case.
And if those of you who needed to be reminded and if those of you who are actually doing it already, bravo.
That's right.
Ring
that
your
is where
bell.
It's at.
So that's what we do before every show. You guys don't know that. Right before we go live, we rock out. Sometimes it's rap. Sometimes it's disco, 70s.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like 80s. Like we go like all the way.
It's never past 1997 though.
Yeah.
I don't think.
No, we've never got that.
That's just how we roll. What can I say?
Welcome to our show, everybody.
It's Psychic Sunday. Is it Sunday?
It's Psychic Sunday.
You know, I got confused last time because it was a Tuesday.
It was a Tuesday.
We went out on a Tuesday.
On a Tuesday. Now we're here on a Sunday. Please tell us where you're coming from, everybody.
Yes.
What part of the world? What part of the nation? What part of the cosmos?
What dimension?
If you want to state your alien name, your alien species.
If you're Pleiadian, Andromedan, Syrian.
Go right ahead. If you
12th dimension, 9th dimension.
It's all welcome here. This is the spiritual UN.
Yeah. Let your cosmic flag fly here. That's what this is all about.
That is correct.
So, you know, it's crazy. When is it not crazy in the world? But speaking of the 80s, 4 of our 80s icons crossed the Rainbow Bridge. Shelley Duvall.
Shelley Duvall?
Yeah, Dr. Ruth. You didn't know?
No.
Shelley Duvall, the actress, Dr. Ruth, Richard Simmons, and Shannen Doherty.
You guys.
How crazy is that? Even though she's more 90s, but
let's
still.
have a moment. Let's have a moment for our icons.
Let's give them a toast.
Yeah, if I let it in too much, I'm going to get emotional.
The Rizosaurus and your Viking Cup.
This really represents us, you guys. Skull. So, Richard Simmons, let's start with him. Mm-hmm. So, Richard Simmons.
What a beautiful healer.
Was the first person who told us not to give a F.
About anybody thinks about what you look like, how you do it. Because you know where you're coming from.
Maybe that's why we were dancing.
I think Richard Simmons was.
That's what Richard Simmons would have wanted us to do.
You know what's crazy? He got famous for sweating to the oldies, and now Duran Duran is an oldie? No. I refuse to ever think that.
We stopped time.
Classic.
Yeah.
So Richard Simmons told everyone, doesn't matter what you look like, what stage of fitness you're at, how old you are, you can be in better health.
Right. And Thank you, Richard, for that.
Think about that, guys. Who else is doing that?
Yeah.
Everybody else is... not to make anybody else wrong, but honestly, he was so inclusive.
Yeah, very beautiful, beautiful
him.
soul.
What a beautiful. You know, one time, did I ever tell you? I actually, for 5 seconds, saw him. It was 5 seconds. So I was on the street corner in New York City.
Is this from the Riz Vault?
This is from the Riz Celebrity Vault. My celebrity sightings, right?
Well, this is just the vault in general.
And so all these things. I have to imitate because he cursed. I have to imitate exactly how he did it. So I'm on the street corner of, I don't know, it was like 8th and 38th Street in New York City, and I'm about to cross the street, and there's this nice like Lincoln Continental, you know, not a limo, but not a regular car, and there was somebody inside, right? Nobody really knew. It was like a red light, and his car turned, and the people who were standing there, like, it kind of cut them off. They wanted to cross the street, and like, yo, what's wrong? What's your problem? You know? And then Richard Simmons puts the window down, and they look at him, and they turned from, you know, wanting to curse him out to like, oh, Richard, right? Like everybody was like, yo, my man, Richard, right? And they loved him. And then he looks at them and he's like, what's wrong with you, fucking New York? And then he gets back in the limousine and everybody loved him and he blew them kisses and he kept going. How sweet is that?
That's such a good
But to
memory.
see how much they loved him, that they were ready to be mad.
So many people loved Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
Such a sweet man. And then Shannen Doherty.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What a battle, right?
What a battle. And it was so sad to see her battle with breast cancer, I believe.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was so special that she played the villain in 90210 because it's hard to play a villain, you know, and she did it really well.
Everybody thinks you're that after.
Yeah. So what a special person she was.
Then she hosted Scare Tactics, you know, one of my guilty pleasure shows.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that.
She hosted Scare Tactics for a while. She was really good in it too.
Wow.
Then Dr. Ruth, who helped people.
Dr. Ruth, can you believe this?
Do you guys? Some of you probably don't even know who she is because you might be too young, but look her up. She was America's or the world's first like public, approachable, acceptable, crossed all barrier sex therapist.
Yeah.
And she was this big.
Yeah.
She was 4'2".
Bold.
Yeah.
I just remember she didn't care about anything. Hey, that's the theme with those three, is they didn't care.
That's right.
What anybody thought. All three of them were very unique individuals that spoke their truth and spoke their mind the way they wanted to.
Shelley Duvall was the same way.
Shelley Duvall.
Classic comedian.
What do you remember her in?
Popeye with Robin Williams.
Popeye.
She played Olive Oil.
She was so iconic. Wow.
Yeah, she was iconic.
Well, bless these souls that came in here and shook it up for us, and we're really giving them a lot of, gratitude for their contribution and their time here on the planet, and we hope their guides are celebrating with them.
Of course they are. Of course they're celebrating with them.
Well, let's check in with everybody. Oh, did we say who we are to everybody?
I'm Lady O, Intuitive Empath, and you are?
Psychic Medium and Trance Channel, Riz MIRZA at your service. So we are here to do free readings, but you can donate if you want, and you just do that with the super chat. And we have no selection process. So what we do is Erica will get the ones that are in proper format that she believes is, right for us.
Because we have a psychic connection going on.
Yes.
I don't know who's writing because I don't like to look at anything. I just need just give me first names, and then I tune into my guides or your guides or whatever words you want to use, the universe, the ancestors, whatever. Okay, so we're connected, and you guys, well, mostly Erica or you will know which ones that I'm going to be tuning into.
So she selects them after in their improper format. I'm like the second filter, and then we send it to Riz. So proper format is this. Proper format.
If you texted it to me.
Proper format is you have to give your first name, your first real name, the name of the person who has crossed over, and when they died, and
now,
who they were to you. Now, this isn't
all medium. Sorry to cut you off, but I just want to say this because I never say this. The readings are not all mediumship readings. I'm a psychic medium, which means I'm not just a medium. Psychic means I tune into other areas of your life as well. Of course, who wouldn't want to get a message from their loved ones? But I don't want to make the show constantly about every single question is about mediumship because that's not really what I do all day long. I do a variety of things, so I like to keep it real. This is our real living room. This is where, this is our Sunday nights have always been this, hanging out with our friends or the kids or anyone who was close to us, and we would just chill. It would be a long week that finished. There's a new week ahead, and we would just light the fireplace and we would light the LED candles. And we would just dole out our messages. So we said, well, why not? That should be our podcast.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's the obvious. You search for ideas, guys. You guys who are creators, so many people who watch us are creative people. And it's always the idea that's so obvious. You think so far out of the box. And then one day we were having such a good time. I was like, it was like a Seinfeld moment. We're like, this is it. This should be the show.
That's right.
And you're like,
that's
what, this should be the show? I'm like, no, this should be the show. We should just... everyone should be in our living room. Yeah.
And speaking of, Paul just asked an interesting question. He says, is all the new energy coming in? Why more people are making the transition? So here's what I've
Do you have tissues over there, by the way?
I've discovered.
What happened to tissue box?
This is what happened to it.
Thank you. My nose is running.
So this is what I have discovered over the years working with the spirit guides at Riz Channels and my own communication. There is a thing where souls will leave together in soul groups at certain times, and it happens in different various ways. So for instance, like in COVID, as you could see, that was a very big marker where there was a lot of souls who didn't want to put up with any of the things that were happening on the planet, did not want to see it, did not want to go through it, felt it was the end of the world. They were like, this is actually my time to go.
Do you
I'm
know
out.
Remember my friend in New York who passed away? My friend in New York passed away within the first 2 weeks of COVID. And without getting into the sadness of it, because it's been a few years, and also I processed it, I immediately psychically connected with him. And what I heard him say was that, for him, he was wanting to leave the planet actually consciously for a long time. Some people want to leave subconsciously. It's always the soul's choice. Let's talk about this for just a second, then please continue with what you were saying. I just wanted to say this point because it's a hot point. We have our earthly self. That's the one that wants to be happy with everyone, wants to be chill, wants to be at peace, doesn't want to bother anybody, doesn't want anybody bothering us, and wants to live long and healthy lives, right? That's our earthly self. But our higher self, which is, in a sense, knows the deeper purpose of our existence, our incarnation on Earth. The higher self knows the purpose, knows what karmic things have to be worked out, and then when the opportunity aligns, the soul makes the decision. The higher self, excuse me, I don't want to say the soul, you are the soul. The higher self makes the decision. I call that the higher self or the soul self. So it's a soul decision. So of course, I don't want to get hit by a meteor right now and die, but if I do, she knows, and everyone who knows me knows, that Riz said that was his soul's choice, if that ever, such a thing were ever to happen. Now, what that helps you to do in terms of the grieving process is it helps you to have a little bit of sobriety, because the pain is so severe when we lose someone that it's almost like this deep, almost like an intoxicating horror pain, right?
Right.
You numb out. But when you widen and expand your spiritual perspective and understand this part, then you can breathe a little bit better, and then you can navigate and continue, because it is your destiny to continue also. So I've never heard a spirit say that they miss us. Not to this day. I've done thousands of readings. I've never really heard them say, not really the words "I'm sorry," but they say something to the effect of like, "I understand your pain." Right? So I hear a lot of mediums go, "They're saying they're sorry," and I'm like, "No, they never. I guarantee you, they never said they're sorry." The reason is because they, on the other side, know all of the karmic paths and journey of all of us together. So when they get over there, they're like, "Oh, right, we all signed up for this experience, this co-creative experience." So
the closest they get to it is, I understand what you went through, what I caused.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But it's not this like, "Sorry, I made a mistake." Unfortunately or fortunately, there are no mistakes. It's all part of this big reality creation we call life on Earth. And so here we are, and there you guys are. So where is everybody from?
I'll tell you where everybody's from as soon as I finish what I was saying before.
Okay.
So I'm telling you guys why people leave in soul groups. And COVID was one reason why everybody wanted to leave. And that was a big kind of exodus. And a lot of people did not want to stick around to see what was going to happen. Some people, their belief systems could not just expand to understand that this was going to blow over. Some people thought it was really the end of the world. And, you know, those of us who stuck it out, we kind of knew we had no choice but to like expand and really find new crevices and corners to go inside of ourselves to figure out how to do it. And we did. And some people are just not ready for that, wanted that. Their soul was not wanting that experience. So I understand. I mean, what can we say? That's their personal choice. Now, every time there's like big life events that happen, sometimes it shakes people up in a very deep way. It could be the political climate. There could be people who actually say to themselves, you know, this is a good time. I've been feeling like transitioning. I don't like what I'm seeing going on in the world right now. I think I'm going to exit out. This is a good time. And, you know, it's funny how they go in soul groups. So in this particular case, this was definitely a soul group because they all had something in common about being
unique.
Disruptors. They were completely individuals, very unique. You know, didn't listen to anybody told them. Nobody told them to act the way they did. They actually brought that to the table. And
I feel very in common with that my whole life. I always felt like people always said that because I did everything different, like even as a medium,
right?
I just don't do things the way they're supposed to be done. I don't act, look, talk like the way most people are supposed to, right? Put quotes on this, supposed to. Because why on earth would I ever do that? I never want to be the next somebody else. I want to be the first me. I want you guys to be the first you, not the next somebody else, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say something. Interesting thing you brought up with COVID. You know what the mantra was for 2020?
What?
Across the board, physically and spiritually across the country? I can't breathe.
Right.
COVID made everybody say that. And he spoke through George Floyd. I can't breathe. Right? It was such a powerful year. You want to hear something interesting that my late great mentor said, Alex Murray? If you don't know who Alex Murray is, you should know who he is. He passed away, but he's one of the greatest channelers who ever lived. And I did a 5-part interview with him on our channel. Scroll through, get some popcorn, and take some notes because it is a masterclass in the life of a channeler. Alex, in 2012, I had called Alex. You were there. I had called him and said, Alex, what are you going to do for the big thing on December 12th, 2012? And he said, well, I'll probably be in bed, Riz. And I said, well, you're not going to do a big circle? He goes, oh, Riz, it's 8 years too early. They're reading the Mayan calendar wrong. Now, no one was saying this anywhere in the world except for Alex Murray. And I'm on the phone with Alex. I'm like, what do you mean, Alex? You know, like, he's my teacher, but sometimes your teacher says things that you think are a little crazy, right?
Right.
But I'm like, 8 years? He's like, yeah, it's 8 years off. This is 2012. You do the math. He's like, they're reading it wrong. I said, okay, because mostly everything Alex ever said to me came true on the spot or over time.
It did.
And then there we were, 2020. And he even forgot that he said that to me, but he still knew it. When 2020 came, I called him again. You know, I mean, we spoke over the years, and he said, no, yes, this is right. It's all about the big change. It's all going to happen from here. And the world has never been the same.
Never been the same.
In my opinion, many ways better, because I like to see truth. Even if it's things I don't like, I like to see the dirt under the carpet. Let me know that it's there. Mm-hmm. So this is the Great Awakener, right? And this is where psychic work is going now, and has been going for a while. It is not just about predictions. Predictions are part of it. Why? Because we're reading the energy lines that are created around people. Can you talk about that as an empath that you, by the way, great live talk today.
Oh, yeah.
I watched it.
Yeah.
I watched it from far away in the bedroom while you were out here doing
I did a live show, intimate drop-in on being an empath and have your awakening. And it's up on YouTube if you want to catch it, and you can just go check it out. I did it yesterday. So thank you for joining us, those of you that joined me, I should say.
Oh, wait a second. That was yesterday? I thought that was today.
No, that was yesterday.
Wow. In my head, it was still... That's where I'm at right now.
Do you want to know where everyone's coming from?
Yes.
So we have Kelowa, Kelowa, BC. Kelowna?
It's Canada.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ontario, Canada.
Yes.
Texas, Oregon coast.
Yes.
We have Minnesota.
Oh, wow.
And we have Assyrian and Palladian.
Does it ever get hot in Minnesota? Because I know how cold it gets.
North Idaho.
Ooh.
Land of Enchantment.
Where is the Land of Enchantment?
I don't know. Maybe it's one of the dimensions.
I want to go to the Land of Enchantment.
Or maybe it could be an actual place. Brantford, Connecticut, Florida, U.S., Andromedan.
We were just in Mystic.
Okay.
Okay.
Nevada, Bend, Oregon. We have our Bend, Oregon fans. Let me tell you, it is the strangest thing in the world to have
a lot of people in Bend,
population
Oregon
600 people in Bend, Oregon, and there's
500 are watching us.
There's like a group of people in Bend that contacts us and talks to us all the time. I love it.
It's a portal, apparently.
It is a portal. My aunt used to live there, so I used to
Wait,
that big house on the Rogue River. There's this big house. It's like a 2-story with a balcony on the top, and it's kind of like designed in like a German, Scandinavian type of
she
architecture.
Lived in Bend?
She lived in Bend, Oregon, before she moved to Coos Bay. And
why did I think it was
used to
Grants
go visit.
Pass?
She lived in Grants Pass.
Oh.
Yeah, and then Medford,
Okay.
and then Bend. And I used to go every year in the summer. I used to spend my entire summer in the farm, you guys. So that's why I'm half farm girl. And then
it's the left half, right? It's my farm side.
Oh, God. Okay, we have Greenville, South Carolina. We have somebody here from Earth and from Missouri.
Nobody's from Earth.
Yes, well, apparently we have somebody from Earth.
We are not from Earth.
Wouldn't that be funny, you guys, if all of us are sitting here talking to each other, we're all like on a different, we're literally in a different plane, and we think we're Earthlings, but we're actually like full-on aliens, full-on complete extraterrestrials. And the backdrop is Earth, but we're actually just like
we're not from Earth.
Tuning in from different solar systems.
We barely can handle the weather here. How could we be from here? It's too hot.
That's
it's
true.
It's too cold.
It's like we're not
too dry. It's too humid.
Like we can't get the weather right.
We can't get it right because we're not from here.
Oh,
Duh.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's the truth of it.
I'm telling you, it is.
Well, I have a lot. Thank you, Patricia. I have a lot of questions coming in. We also have Wisconsin.
Well, let's talk about
Cajun country, Louisiana.
Ooh, Cajun country.
Alrighty.
We should do. Well, that would be really intentional. We just got back from an East Coast, 10 days we were out there?
Yes.
And we did some filming and we're going to show some of the really paranormal places that we went to and explored, from haunted old hotels,
Yes.
to Sleepy Hollow cemeteries, to Mystic, Connecticut, to we stayed in a castle hotel.
Yes.
So it's going to be really great. It should drop in about probably less than 2 weeks.
Way before. I think by the end of next week.
Oh, by the end of next week, guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'm very
it's
excited.
like a 2-hour special, so you have to watch that. But why was I talking about that? Because Louisiana, I was thinking, what if we did the South?
We have to do the South. It's super haunted.
We go across
Super
Louisiana,
haunted.
Kentucky, parts of Texas.
Absolutely. We
Okay.
have to do that. Well, we got the questions coming in, and
Should I do spirit shout-outs? Spirit shout-outs
Yes,
are...
we could do that.
If you're just joining us. By the way, if you're just joining us for the first time, welcome. And let us know it's your first time, because we like to say hello to everyone. Spirit shout-outs.
You want to do it?
Why don't you say what it is?
I don't have a spirit. Oh, you want me to
Yes.
describe what it is?
Yes.
So a spirit shout out is when Riz gets a download from somebody on the other side. One of his guides is telling him about someone who would like to reach out to someone in the group. And so he will give them the name, and he'll say something about what their idiosyncrasies or their character is like. If that resonates with you, if that hits home, if you have somebody who's crossed over that has those characteristics, then you just put it in there with the name and time they died and their relationship to you, like date they died. Erica will then filter that out,
Right,
and then we'll
it's
give it
not
to
just
Riz.
mediumship, guys. It can be something that's just a psychic message. So it's basically, I'm just going to give 3 different separate spirit shout-outs of how I start off, and if this very specific information applies to you, then I know I'm going to come to you in the messages today. Okay, so let me see what I've got going on here. Is one of you sitting next to a laser pointer right now, by the way? If you have a laser pointer within arm's reach of you, this message is for someone on the other side who wants me to talk to you about this. Also, this is someone who had some experience. There's another, so now I'm on number 2. Someone who had like experience with sheep's wool, or like, what's it called? Shearing sheep?
Yeah.
Is it called shearing them?
Yeah.
Okay, so when someone who sheared sheep, and I don't know whether you shear sheep or they sheared sheep or you had shearing sheep in common, but it's a thing.
Right.
Okay, so that's number 2. Number 3, who else we got here? Let me just sort out the line. This person was always eating lollipops. Or you always eat lollipops, but it's a constant, like, having the lollipop, almost like always having, they always had a basket of lollipops, like, in the house. And not just, I'm not talking about Halloween, like off Halloween season. And those are my 3 spirit shout outs. I'll repeat them again later.
We got one right away.
You got one right away. Let's start with them. Who's that?
So 2 people have a laser pointer right next to them. Rain and Miriam.
It's Rain.
Okay.
Hi, Rain. Yeah, so you get the first message tonight, Rain. I know you've been with us many times before. You're a faithful watcher.
Oh, like the Traitors.
What do you mean?
The Traitors, the TV show, The Traitors.
The Faithfuls.
The
Have you guys seen The
Faithfuls.
Traitors? It's the best show.
You guys are the Faithfuls from The
You
Traitors.
should watch it on Peacock. It's so much fun.
That's so fun.
Okay, so interesting. The word faithful is coming up too, because the message is for you to have faith. Rain, this is, you are working on believing in yourself. You're working on creating. You're working on harnessing all your magical attributes that you have within you. Working on, I guess, body and health, like the mind and health connection. Yeah, so this is also for you to not lose faith in the process, that you're not supposed to get down right now. There's no need to. It's just a pattern when you get sad about, oh, how long is something like this going to take? I'm it's like running in a pool. Like, it's really hard to run underwater. It's like you feel like your motion is being stopped or slowed down. It's too thick, like molasses. It's like, for now, just let go and allow, when we water plants, we don't keep watering them. We water them and then we walk away and allow the rest of nature to do its place also. So you're going to get a second wind to pace yourself anew. Laser pointer has nothing to do with the message except for it pointed me to you. Okay. All right.
So, cool thing about the lollipop.
Yes.
There's like 3 different people who have that lollipop thing.
Yes.
And I've already pulled all of their questions and they're in the queue right now.
All right. Let's go through.
And by the way,
this is with someone.
The amorphous voice who is talking is Erica Merriweather, our resident Virgo assistant and extraordinary astrology extraordinaire in that order. She's amazing. And so she's the one that's helping.
I feel this person lost their mom.
Okay, so I have someone for that. I'm just going to find out the name and all that.
Yeah, it's the person who lost their mom.
Okay, their mom?
I believe it's the mom.
Oh, okay, then never mind.
It's a female.
I have Jelena, who has a great aunt.
Yes, that could be fine.
Okay.
She's motherly energy, so it wasn't going to be a sister or a daughter. It has to be somebody older.
Okay, let's see if I can get the name.
Okay, it's that person.
Okay.
Let's go to who do you want me to talk to?
Okay, well, the first question happened to be for me this time.
Hey.
Drum roll, please. There's always a first.
Yep.
So Bernadette Desire, you are first up. So question for Lady O. As an empath, what are some tools and techniques that you've used to filter out worldly events and energy vampires out from assessing too much of your energy? Well, girl, I'm going to hit it to you straight. Here's the number one way that you can stop that from happening is do not participate in it. Do not be interested in it. Do not have anything there for you that you find fascinating. Do not be curious. Do not look over the fence to see what is happening, and it will not be there. The end. It doesn't get any more straight than that.
Okay, I got a question because play angel's advocate. Because I've had this question, I understand deeply why we have that philosophy.
Right.
But some people who at first hear it, they're like, but then I can't be ignorant to what's going on in the world. They think that means you're being ignorant to the world and that's reality. I told you she was going to jump over that.
Look who's so stubborn over here.
This cat is Erica.
It's okay. Just leave her right now, whatever. She can just go on this pillow. We put a fence around the studio so she wouldn't come in here, and she's in here.
She just did like an Olympic level jump over a fence to get in here.
This is Moomy, our 13-year-old, and of course she's going to go to you. You have the leather pants. Don't let her do it. Push her off. Push her off.
I'll let her sit here.
Oh my God.
Here, stay there.
Yes. So yes, we do want to pay attention to what is happening on the news, etc. The thing that we don't want to do is we don't want to look for anything there that will torment us. To not be tormented, you guys, that's a personal choice. You guys think that you are victims to being tormented by things and people. You'd be surprised when you find out and do the work and reverse engineer how you're receiving the information. You will see that you are the participant. You are the one going to the counter and asking for the goods. So you have to understand that you play a major role in taking on negative type energy. As soon as you're not interested in that type of energy, it's not going to affect you that way. Like Riz and I watch the news a couple times a week, 2 or 3 times a week, sometimes every day for about 5 minutes. Yeah. We just tap in. We just check it out, see what's happening. It doesn't affect us. We really understand in the scope of things. You have 7 billion people on the planet. Everybody's in their laboratory. Everybody's trying new things. Everybody's trying to learn to create. All the different countries and different cultures all have different ancestral roots and possibly interdimensional roots and alien roots, as far as we know. You're dealing with a massive construction of humanity, and if we're to let human beings and the news and people around us to quote unquote infiltrate, quote unquote take our energy. First of all, it's impossible to take your energy because your energy is yours. Your energy signature and your energy imprint is yours.
And can I tell you something interesting to me?
Because
there's a simplicity. What you're saying is super advanced and clear to me. And I think that what do you do? There's such powerful teachings, right? At the same time, I want to say, if you know the nature of the circus, you're not going to be surprised if one day you have a 3-legged animal and then a 12-legged animal. You don't go, oh my God, and now it's worse because it's a 12-legged animal. Well, this is the circus. What did you think was, once you know that, why are you getting so shocked at what happens in the news? I'm never shocked. There's nothing that happens that shocks me. There's things that perhaps
you know why
that
you don't get
sad,
shocked,
but they don't shock me.
I'll tell you why you're not getting shocked.
Why?
You have, like you said about the circus, you're already changed your core beliefs
about what the earth is.
You don't have any set ideals about how the earth is supposed to behave.
No.
Now, this utopia and this feeling of everybody is supposed to be acting right and doing the right thing. I mean, who knows? Maybe it'll happen in 10,000 years.
See, but I believe Earth is
we'll be done reincarnating by then.
Of course.
You know, it's not maybe we chose to be here in this timeline. So it's like we're not actually, we didn't sign up to be front row seats of when everything becomes utopia.
No.
We didn't sign up for that. We signed up to be here at the time that we're here now.
So I would say to Desiree.
To find the silver.
Bernadette.
Yeah, Bernadette Desire, yeah.
Okay, I agree with Oriah 1000%. Why are you paying so much attention? Pay attention to what you're creating. Pay attention to what you're creating. Okay.
Ready for yours?
Yes.
Here we go.
Okay.
Monica. I wanted to shake you guys up.
Are we doing, sorry to bother you.
Yes.
Again.
Yes.
I really like to do people who've never gotten a question answered before. Sometimes.
Yeah, this is new.
Okay, great.
Monica, life is really keeping me down. Mm-hmm. My mom, Melinda, passed away September 24th, 2023. I'm struggling, and now the AC broke this evening. I need to hear from my mom. Mom, I can't do this. Sad face.
Well, you're talking to two people that lost their moms.
Yeah. And we feel you, Monica.
Yeah.
Like we felt that. That's why we paused, because we're taking a moment. Yeah, we're just going to take a moment with you because we're dropping in so that you could experience not being alone. And even if it's strangers across the world, over here, across the screen, we feel you and we understand your pain and we understand what you're feeling.
Yeah, there's nothing like it impacts you for the rest of your life.
Right.
But I have something to ask you.
Yes.
I want everybody, because I don't just give messages. As a shaman, I teach you. If you learn about me, you'll see I'm not just a medium or a channeler. I'm a shaman, and a predominant amount of my work day to day is hours and hours with people for the last 20 years about changing how they see things. And as I'm doing that, I send a message to my guides if there's a message from your mom. And please say her mom's first name again.
Melinda.
Melinda. Okay. And her name is? Monica. I'll tell you my story because I don't want to put anything on you. But I lost my mom at a young age, and there were many times in my life where I couldn't take it. And if my mom had come through a medium and told me everything was going to be all right, it wouldn't have honestly made any difference after the first, half an hour of getting that message. I still would have been 4 days later sitting at lunch with my friend going, I mean, it was cool. My mom came in. That was crazy. She told me everything was going to be okay. But damn, I still haven't got the AC fixed, and the bills are due. And I just want you to be really clear and sober here that even if your mom comes through right now and tells me your social security number and you go, oh my God, Riz is a real medium. Who could know the social security number? What difference is it going to make to you? Are you going to suddenly be like, life is awesome because I know my mom's okay? And if you don't know your mom is okay, see, our parents and everyone leaves because they're supposed to leave. They're doing things on the other side that they're supposed to be doing.
She leaves at the exact right moment.
They all leave at the exact moment.
Because there's no accidents and there's an activation that's happening. But this is the thing that mediums don't want to talk about, because all mediums do, and I don't want to name the names, but all of them, they constantly tell you that they're going to the light and this and that. They're always with you. They are not always with you. If they were always with you, they would be here now, and we would never have such a thing called physical death. What they are is they are a thought away, meaning that you are in the love vibration with them, though their experience as a soul is focused in another dimension clearly. We are focused in this dimension. Our job is still to be here. We are not going to stay here forever. We do reunite with them. But it's very important at this stage for you. Oh, I just got a message. Yes, she's like, she always told you to count your blessings. She always told you to count your blessings. So at least there is an AC that's broken. Yeah.
At least you have an AC that's broken, because it could be that you never had an AC, and there are people who can fix it. And you are, in a sense, going through the fire right now. The AC breaking has a symbolic message for you also, which is uncomfortability, not feeling safe, not feeling at home, not being able to relax and just have some peace. So what I want to say to you, that's the number one message, is your mom is coming through to that. By the way, she says you're okay. Thank you. Here comes the message. You're also the person that people go to for help. Interestingly enough, you always have wise things to say. That's what she's telling me. So this is your time to drop in. This is a masterclass, as far as I'm concerned. These Sundays have this component in them, where we will tell you that you have an incredible opportunity at this moment to rise into what she would do.
Monica says yes, all caps.
Thank you. So, sister, high five for taking the tough love right now, but it's the truth. It's just truth. Why am I even saying tough love? I'm just giving you truth.
I want to say something to Monica really quick.
Please.
You know, we get a lot of mediumship questions all the time, and we just go right to the message, and we give the message of what the parent is saying on the other side, or the person who crossed over.
Yeah.
In this case, Monica, for some reason, gave us pause. And I'm looking into the reason why as an intuitive empath, and I'm feeling around, and I found some things, and he found some things, and we're pulling out, out of our tool belt. There's some things that we're feeling that's here for you beside a message. So that's why we're kind of going this route. But I want to say something to you. I have 5 children. My oldest is 32. My youngest is 18. I have 4 girls and 1 boy. I didn't have a very close relationship with my own Aquarian mother, and when she crossed over, I think I cried once. I just kind of was like, I'm just happy we had a soul connection. I'm happy you moved on. Hasta la vista. It's all good. But if I died, I could imagine what my kids would go through.
Yes.
And I have played that out.
Right.
And I have let myself cry over my own death for my children. I can cry right now. Mm-hmm. Because I know the impact I've made on their lives. I know daily what I have done, and I know what I have created with them. And I know that my role is to make sure that I leave them better than when they got here. I want them to feel relaxed and comfortable when I leave. So I'm a mother that's very loving, but I'm a little tough love. I have a little tough love in there because I want them to stand on their own 2 feet when I leave. And sometimes they ask me about that. And I say to them, my dad died when I was 24, and I know what that felt like. And I said to them, listen, because we're so close, it's going to hurt really bad when I leave. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to tell you something. That little tough love that I give you and that little hardcore edge I have with you is because of how much I love you. And I want you to be able to handle when the AC breaks. I want you to handle when the AC breaks.
Yeah.
In the heat, Monica. I want you to cry and call a repairman and say, thank you, Mom, for teaching me how to be strong and resilient, and to stand up and get on the phone and call the repairman.
Or whatever
and
it takes.
Say, I'm here.
Right.
I'm on planet Earth. I got my whole life to live. Mm-hmm. And she gave me a life to live. And I'm here because of her. And I thank her for that. And I'm there with you, Mom. I'm here on this planet doing what you wanted me to do and what I wanted to do. That's what I want from my own children, Monica. I want my own children to thank me. They'll be pissed off that I died on them, but at the same time, they'll know that I was such a hardcore person that they were like, she came in here to make her big moment, and we're all in it with her.
Right.
Whether she's here with us or not. So, Monica, we're all here with you. I think you speak for a lot of people. That's why Riz and I took pause here, because we're realizing that there's a lot of people that feel very lost, left behind, feel very sad that their loved one left. And, this is where you're just going to have to you're going to have to find that muscle you've never used before.
For sure. That's your time, Monica. All right. Step up to it. All right. Where are we? Got a spirit shout out, sounds like.
Yeah. The lollipop.
The lollipop gang.
It was her great aunt Danica, but you said Mom, and her great aunt actually raised her.
Thank you. So her great aunt raised her. It was a mom energy coming through, talking about the lollipops, and the great aunt's name is Danica.
Yes.
And what is the name of the person
Jelena.
Hi, Jelena. Jelena. Well, she wants to remind you of the sweetness of life, and that's why she picked the lollipops as the go-to, because apparently it was like the lollipops are the eternal thing. I hope you're still keeping it up and having the lollipops and having candy, having a candy jar. It's like, this is the colors that she's showing me. She like lives in the happy world of Candyland and Willy Wonka. Like, that's what her version of heaven looks like to me. And it was so strong before I started giving the shout outs today, because I kept seeing the candy jars and I kept hearing all that kind of like happy music. And I didn't know who this was until I finally put that shout out to you. So she's super happy. She just popped in to say hello, and she's like, have a lollipop, it's not going to kill you. Next.
It's interesting. Just one last thing, and we'll move on. So Monica is actually confirming that she's never done stuff like that. Her mom did all the stuff for her.
There you go.
Like calling the repairman and stuff.
I love
she knows
it.
This is part of the message.
All right, some healing going on. Monica,
Everybody's,
come on, do some healing,
and by the way,
guys.
the group is being awesome. Everybody on the support chat group is all sending her love. It's really beautiful. And she's crying, and it's a great moment.
I love it.
Okay, so Kelly, what is the second word? Melly?
No, that was just a typo.
Oh, okay.
Kelly is a man.
Kelly's a man. I'm fighting an unknown infection. Can I have any guidance on this?
Yeah, Kelly, look into ozone therapy. Yeah, research that. I came across it a couple of times in my life. I don't know much about it because psychically I just either get a yes, that's good. I just have to see something written sometimes. You know how it is, honey. I'll see this new therapy and I'll just look at the name of it. I'm like, yeah, that's something, or no, they're barking up the wrong tree. But I think there's something really to it with ozone therapy. Look into that.
I love ozone therapy.
Yeah. Also, how are your lungs doing? Is this affecting your lungs at all? Let me know.
Yeah, he said it might be, is lymphoma, is that something to do with the lungs? Or?
Lymphoma.
It's a lymph glands.
Lymphoma is like
the
cancerous, right? The lymph glands, isn't it?
They're saying it could be multiple different things.
Yeah.
Well,
those are very, obviously that's very, very serious. So, I mean, you have to, Kelly, look, I am a firm believer in Western and Eastern / holistic practices. I think there's such many, many great things about Western medicine as well. There's many, many great things about Eastern medicine. So there is a way to have that integrated. Now, so please look into those modalities.
He said his lungs are good.
The lungs are good. Good. Okay. All right. Another thing I want to say is I also get kidneys with you. So look into that. Kidneys, gallbladder. Okay.
So I just put in here for him to check out Dr. Mark Hyman, because there's diets that you can go on when you have any kind of
cancers
yeah. Or like inflammation that help to detoxify.
Yeah, please, Kelly, don't lose your handle on things, and breathe deep and continue on the course. Have that follow through with this, please.
Okay. Hi, Lady O and Riz. My name is Steph. Might you have any messages for me from my guide? Sending lots of love tonight.
I sure do, Steph. Hi, they're coming through right away. It is about. I have a side question before I give you the message. Have you ever been scuba diving or snorkeling, but specifically scuba diving? I don't know why I'm supposed to talk to you about it, but I am. Okay, let me go back to what my initial message was. Yes. I feel like you've been noticing where your timing has been off, where you are too early or too late, or you're not quick enough on the draw, as they say. That is going to change. There's a recalibration happening now where you have to start to do certain things that, that's interesting. They're saying my guides are saying, tell her to slow time down. Believe it or not, I've heard that when you scuba dive, which I don't do and I ain't going to do, but I've heard that when you go into the water, you lose sense of time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've heard that.
In space.
Terrified of having her head underwater.
There you go. Okay, so terrified of having your head underwater. This is good. This is going to help you. Look how interesting this is, guys. As you're watching how I give messages, I want to break it down for you. Kelly just goes, "What, do you have any message from me?" We don't know anything about her. She just writes in the chat. That's how it goes. Because that's how we roll,
you
girl.
mean Kelly?
I don't mean Callie, the girl. Steph. Sorry, Steph. All right? That's how we roll. So she says, any guides? Have a message. And I just talk to her about scuba diving. And she's like, I'm terrified of having my head underwater. Okay. I call that a major confirmation because we're right at X marks the spot. That's where we dig.
I like that.
That's where we're going to put our...
That's my philosophy of life. X marks the spot.
Yeah,
dig there.
That's where the treasure is, right? Okay,
yep.
The treasure is what terrifies you. Now, I'm not telling you to go scuba diving exactly, but I'm telling you to learn how to get your head underwater. Get a swimming coach. Go to a local pool. Or practice. You don't have to go in the ocean. You can go in the 4 feet end, right? And just learn how to get your head under the water.
Maybe she had a past life where she drowned.
Absolutely, she had a past life about it. Many people who are afraid of water had past life drowning experiences.
Absolutely.
You know that, right?
Absolutely.
So that's going to be your message, and that's your main message, is by the end of the next 3 months, you make some move. Do not let 3 months go by, Steph, and you didn't make any move in this area because what are you doing? That's the thing that terrifies you. And you're like, what does that have to do with my career? It has everything to do with everything.
Well, people get enamored and intoxicated by what they can't do and what they can't have. And that becomes the drug.
That's right. I was terrified to have real maple syrup instead of Aunt Jemima. And I'm still not over that fear.
You're not.
You can do it. Ask Erica, she knows.
Oh my God. Are you ready for the next one?
Yes.
Hi, Beth from Iowa. Hello, Beth. Sleek necklace. Well, thank you very much. You could see it from here. I wasn't even sure if you could see it.
Some people watch on the TV.
Yeah, it's
By the way, you should be watching on the TV.
You know what's really funny is I'm looking at our pixelation. I even made the screen big. It feels like it's a little blurry tonight, and I really don't like that. And I don't know why.
Are we a little blurry, guys? Because we have to mess with the camera settings, and we'd like to know on a level 1 to 10, 10 being the sharpest. 10 being the sharpest. What would you say in terms of the definition? Because we're trying to hone in on that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. Okay.
Any spirit shout outs?
Not yet.
I'm working on learning energy healing to help my daughter and family. I'm struggling. Should I continue? It feels right, but... What's the
person's name?
Beth from Iowa.
Hi, Beth from Iowa. She's struggling. She's working on energy healing for the family?
Yes. To help her daughter and her family.
How great. You're inspired. So the energy, the inspiration is there. Okay, let me tell you, when you're doing energy healing, don't just practice on your family. One thing that I do feel when you're an energy worker, go to animals. Start with horses. Start with the big ones, okay? Why? Horses are very sensitive, but they're not pushovers. You have to have a specific kind of energy around horses. Those of you who ride horses or work with them know this, that you have to be very gentle, but at the same time, if they feel they can push you around, they don't respect you and they will push you around. So there has to be this balance of strength and grace, receiving, allowing, and also kind of like commanding. It's a deal that horses have with us. We protect them because they're prey animals. Other animals attack them. The deal is we feed you and protect you. You let us ride you and pull the carriage, right? And they say yes. Because if the horse doesn't want to, the horse is not going to. All right. There's a soul contract between horses and humans since the beginning of time. Mm-hmm. So when you work with horses, all you're doing is find a stable or an equestrian center near you and just visit it and walk around and try to feel into the horses. I feel that they are very specific communicators. Meaning when they don't want to communicate, as you know, I do a lot of horse work, and I'll walk by a horse, I'll say, so do you want to talk? And they'll say no. Literally will say no in my head, and I walk away. Others will be like, maybe. What do you want to talk about? They're that communicative. So work with the horses and continuously do this. As an energy worker, you can't just constantly just do Reiki or whatever modality on people or practice or watch videos. Nature, like animals, receive healing much easier than humans, and they'll know when you're done. I've done energy healings on Mumi. By the way, I gave her an energy healing just a couple of days ago when she was on her cat tree, and she knew what I was doing.
Really?
Yeah, I just went right over it and I put my hands on her a certain way, and I said, when you're done, let me know. And when she had enough, she just went like this. And I just took my hands away and I walked away. She was like, healing's complete. Practice with the horses first, and then let us know how that goes. And when I say let us know how it goes, that means like work with them for a couple of months. Go once a week if you can. They'll give you messages after a while. It's my message for you. Okay. I want to say real quickly, does somebody have a nickname? Like, the nickname is Shiny. Or this is the word this person always was saying. I don't know if they have a nickname for you, which was shiny, or when they saw things, they were always like, that's really shiny. So that word is the connector.
Is there any other nuances with that? You might need a couple more.
Well, that's really specific.
No, it's not, because what happens is, let's say somebody wants to get a message.
Yeah.
They could just say, oh yeah, my friend said shiny.
Like, don't do that.
Okay,
because you want to keep it for the person who really needs the message.
So then that's what I'm saying. See if you can find something else that goes with that shiny. Is there another defining?
Yeah, the month of December is connected strongly.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, so my name is Erica. So much accelerated changes. I hardly recognize myself or my life. I'm so deeply grateful for all that's happening. Would love to hear from my guides and know who I'm working with. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. You are also working. There's some telepathic communication that is actually happening around you, and it is happening close to midnight. Is that the witching hour? I don't even know. I say the witching hour all the time. I don't know when the witching hour is. Is it midnight?
I think so.
Okay. It would make sense if it was midnight. So close to the witching hour. Midnight is when there's telepathic communication happening to you. Also, I'm curious, have you gotten messages about friends who have friends who have lost people in their family? Have they come to you in dreams yet? Because I feel you're going to get a little bit of mediumship going there with you. Okay. My favorite saying from my spirit guides and from us to you is this: when you said you hardly recognize yourself.
Everybody's saying it's 3 a.m., the witching hour.
Okay, it's there you go. Our tribe knows it. Okay. Our tribe is called the Metamystics, you guys. That's our name for you guys. Here's the spiritual mantra for you to remember, or the wish that I have for you is, may you heal and transform so much that you are unrecognizable to yourself and finally recognizable to yourself.
Let me ask a question to, what was her name that we're talking to right now? Let me ask a question to Erica about what you're saying. You're talking about the unrecognizable?
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys a question. Would you rather be very comfortable and live a very predictable life and nothing changes and you just keep going in circles doing the same thing for the rest of your life? Or would you rather be constantly throwing your hat over the fence and embarking in new uncharted territories within your psyche, your emotional state, your world, your life, and constantly be living in a world of the unknown where you are constantly expanding and finding out who you are and and what you like and finding new things and exploring? Which one would you choose? Which one would you choose?
Oh my! If I were to, I honestly answer right. If I had to pick one, see, it's messed up because there's a part of me that's my Venus in Cancer, right? Once everything the same, and then there is my Mars in Sagittarius, which is like, no, everything new. So I'm the worst person to ask. Why do you have to ask me? You don't ask trance channels, shaman mediums, these kind of questions.
You can live in both worlds. It's fine.
Man,
you can make any rules.
I wish I hadn't.
Well, everybody's saying the unpredictable and the unknowns, and I agree. I think that if you live in a predictable reality, you won't see the growth all the time.
Yeah.
So it's really good to kind of be uncomfortable sometimes and stretching and finding out that, you're finding out new things about yourself all the time, and sometimes that can be uncomfortable.
All right, I have one more spirit shout out that I want to give. Yeah, the name is Carmen. The name is Carmen. If you are Carmen or you lost the Carmen, let me know.
By the way, you guys, if you want to see a good movie, you're going to have to go see Horizon.
Oh, yeah.
Kevin Costner movie. Now, a lot of people, they're pulling it out of the theaters because it's 3 hours long
You mean part 2?
It's a part 1 series.
Oh.
It has 4 parts, but they're not all out yet. It's just the first part is out. It's 3 hours long. It shows American history in various angles that you haven't seen it from before, and you're getting a bird's eye view. It's almost like you're a spirit guide traveling through time, floating through the different cultures. You're floating through the Native American territory, floating through like the Western pioneer movement, through the different states. Of course, Kevin Costner showed his spirit guide colors and completely came out. Whether the world is ready for it or not, it doesn't matter. It was life-changing, heart-opening. I'm not worried about the fact that they are taking it out of the theaters because there wasn't enough box office hits. Yeah, I don't care about that because this movie eventually will find its way and grow on everyone when people start to realize that they can look at their past with open eyes and see the ugly, see the beauty, see it all, and really see it for what it is. It is so well done, so beautiful, so transformative.
Like a real piece of film. Like they don't make movies like this anymore. They made movies like this, well, I was say in the 90s, like when Kevin Costner was making all his great movies. Right. But see it in a theater.
See it in a theater before it's out of the theater.
Landscape.
You got to see the wide open plains.
The acting, top notch. Directing, top notch. Photography, top notch. The storytelling. There's all these characters that they go in deep with because
Linda says the next one comes out August 16th.
They're not trying to get you to suddenly know all the characters and like them within the first 5 minutes of a movie like all the other movies do. He takes his time. These characters have nuances, and there's so many. There's probably 10 different characters, very powerful female leads.
Yes. Very powerful.
Yep. That are nuanced.
Excellent, like life-changing
their identities,
roles.
yes. Their identities stand on their own. Once they pass that test, what's that test?
There's 4 installments. That's correct.
You know the test I'm talking about, about like how to test to see if there's like a female character that is truly different in a film.
Oh yeah, I don't remember the name of it, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like if is this woman fighting with another woman? Is she sexualized, or is the story about her based on a man?
Right.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, then they're like, okay, now she's out of the cliched of the characters. But anyway, needless to say, he's brilliant. He really touches your heart. I've cried at 3 of his movies.
You never cry in movies.
I mean, I do, but like not a lot. But all 3: Dances with Wolves, A Perfect Day, and Field of Dreams. Go see Horizon. All right.
That's some confirmation.
Confirmations. Here we go.
So Erica confirms she often wakes up at 3 a.m.
Okay.
And interestingly, I was visited by a friend that passed last night.
Yes.
I've been making this a practice of connecting to guides and spirits mostly in the morning.
Right. The guide that is working with you is Uriel. Uriel. Erica. Okay.
That's my guide too.
Oh, maybe he only works with you.
Maybe. Wait. Uriel is also one of your guides?
Yeah, that was one of my first guides that came through.
Maybe he works with all Erica's. Okay.
Should we turn the fan off in here? Is it too loud? Is it too cold? Do you need it?
I'm good. No, I like it.
Is it making noise? Any feedback, you guys? We have a separate fan going that we normally don't have.
Do you hear a fan going on, guys? It's hot. It was hot. What was it in LA today? Over 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Carmen, yes, thank you.
So Kayla,
yes,
her great grandmother was named Carmen, and she used to call her Sunshine. Yeah.
Are you? Do you see?
Say it. Say it.
Do you ever say how crazy it is?
Just say it. I want to hear what happened. I wasn't listening. Tell me what happened.
Okay, so I gave a spirit shout out. I said, somebody here is saying the name Shiny.
Right.
And you're like, can you be more specific? I'm like, that's really specific. Okay. Shiny? What does that mean, right? Somebody's name is Shiny? That's weird.
Right.
Okay. And who am I to say anything is weird? Look who's saying something is weird. Okay. And then I said the name 2 minutes later. I'm like, and there's a Carmen. Mm-hmm. So the Carmen and Shiny thing is one message.
Oh.
Carmen's on the other side, and her son she used to call Shiny.
Great-granddaughter.
Great-granddaughter she used to call Shiny. And is that great-granddaughter Kayla?
Yes.
Kayla, you knew your great-grandmother? You're one great, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Who gets to know their great-grandmother? Very, very fortunate and very good genes, apparently. Well, she's there and saying hello to you and just wanted to say she loves you. And let me see, is there anything else? She's going to help you dial it in. Are you working on something, trying to dial something in? Like you're in that process of the creation of not dialing it in means it's like when you're to the left or to the right and you find that right perfect sweet spot and you're like right there. It's a more it's like stage 2 or 3 of when you're creating something. That's the word how she's communicating it to me. I'm going to help you dial it in. Okay.
I'm going to ask a question to everybody while we take the next question.
Yes.
Here's my question. So this cat, 13 years old and retired from her healing work that she's done with us over the years, she loves the garage. She loves the temperature in there. She loves to stretch out on the carpet. It's her domain, and she just has her little routine. She goes outside in the morning and she comes back in and she's on her own chill schedule. Sometimes we don't see her for a few days because she's just doing her schedule and she doesn't care about us, and she's good. She's happy. Every time I see her, she's just happy. But when we get on the podcast, she has to come from wherever she is, find us, and get on our lap.
Yes.
It's the only time we really see her. Question for you guys. Please tell me, she knows we're talking about her. Please, because she's moving. Please tell me what you think is her reason. Why do you think she likes to be here? I am very curious. Your opinions. We have our own, but I want to hear what you guys have to say. Why is she so fascinated with being here? What is she getting out of it? What does she feel? I would love to hear your responses.
Do you have any pet communicators out there?
Yeah.
I would like to know.
Okay, here we go. All right, next question.
Ew.
We are going to
Ew.
Melody. That's my mom's name.
Yeah.
Few months back, I awoke to a blue ET doing hip rotations on my artificial leg.
Again?
Afflicted leg.
Oh, afflicted leg. No glasses on right now. Sorry, guys. Would like
every
any
time a
information
blue alien showed up at my bed with an artificial afflicted leg.
Did I just say that sentence? Hip rotation.
What a life. What a life.
Well, you got to take that question.
Was the alien doing hip rotations?
The alien was doing hip rotations on her on my afflicted leg.
On your afflicted leg?
Yes.
Hip rotations is a physical therapy exercise.
Okay, so basically the ET's not doing the hip rotations. The ET was making her do hip rotations.
She's doing hip rotations
so
to
the
help
ET
her
is,
afflicted leg.
Yeah, the ET, the blue ET was making her hip rotate. Was doing hip rotations
as
for her.
As they often do.
We're not laughing at you. We're laughing with you.
Listen, we have plenty of...
She's laughing. She's
okay.
We have alien stories for you. And
I read an alien book, so don't worry. You're in good company.
Yeah. By the way, guys, if you're in the California or general Earth area... You should join us in Joshua Tree in the first weekend of October. We have like 2 spots left for our Alien ET Communication Channeling Weekend. If you've read my book, The Echelon, which you should, it's a direct conversation with an interdimensional ET group who call themselves the Friends, aka The Echelon. Okay, so we go out there to Joshua Tree for the weekend. It's an amazing retreat. We do make contact. You do see the ET craft. Happens every time. And if you'd like to join...
Erica, can you post the link?
Erica will post the link, and you will get a nice little discount because you're watching live. Thank you.
And say you're watching live.
Okay, now, let's get to our friend. What is the question? Okay, so
the question is... My name is Melody. A few months back, I awoke to a blue ET doing hip rotations. I'm
just picturing the blue alien doing the hip rotations, sitting on her afflicted leg. That's the way she wrote it. It sounded like he's doing hip rotations on her bum leg.
She says the ET was moving leg like my...
Oh my God.
Okay, the alien was moving her leg.
Yes.
As they do. And
yes, they do work on you. Aliens do work on you.
Why wouldn't they? Why do you believe in spirit guides but not aliens?
It sounds really funny, but they do that.
Yes, they do that.
They do that.
Did you say thank you?
Yes.
Did you leave out some alien food?
Listen, you guys, if you ever want to try this at home, you guys can do it. And I've taught many people to do it. You can get extraterrestrial healing for your afflicted body, injuries, things going on with your body. The thing is, there's a way to do it. You have to be serious, obviously. You have to take it serious. And you have to have a lot of reverence. And when you connect with them, you have to be in your gratitude that they're actually doing this. There's a whole higher vibrational connection you have to have in order for them to even consider to help you. Because if they sense that this is a joke, they're not coming. So you have to actually do a deep meditation. And with a lot of respect and reverence, ask for your intelligent alien brothers and sisters, extraterrestrials, to come do energy work on you, to heal cellular things, to heal different parts of your body. I have done it many times. I have actually felt sensations. I have felt heat and vibrations and electricity. I have been visited, but that's a different story. This is when I've actually connected on my own and wanted aliens to heal me.
See, now here's where I feel Lemurian quartz crystals do their best job. You can find Lemurian quartz crystals online, look, we laugh, we're poking fun, of course, because why wouldn't we poke fun at ourselves and you as well? Because that's just how we roll. But what I want to say here is, on a serious note, what we call ETs, the ones we're talking about, are interdimensional beings, meaning they live between they travel between dimensions. They're not living on a planet somewhere. They're dimensionals, okay? And now if you study ufology or you've been following the movement of disclosure, you will find even top military people who were remote viewers for the government, all coming forward now. There are so many documentaries on YouTube, super high credibility people. This is now at the Congress Senate level of this disclosure. So people have been having these experiences for thousands of years, maybe for hundreds of thousands of years. So they are connected to us. And yes, they do appear. And there's so much mystery to all of reality. It is actually unintelligent to say, that can't be true. That's unintelligent. You don't know what is your template for this because you haven't experienced it, or people who've told you it doesn't exist, they haven't experienced it. Well, plenty of people have. So
Bernadette said something really funny I have to share.
Tell me.
She said, they don't like to be called aliens. And I said, they don't have English language earth terms, the human language, nor care what we call them.
Not
they
at
don't
all.
communicate from language.
No.
It's all telepathy,
all
and
telepathy
love.
and emotional frequency.
And they just feel you. And
Right.
so you can call them rabbit, you can call them bunny, you can call them anything. You can call them whatever you want. They don't care what you call them. They are light years ahead of where we are, and they're here in grace and love to help us. The
many of them
ones.
are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Any shout out confirmations?
No, not yet.
There is. Hold on. So there's someone here again coming. I'm saying again, but someone here, not again, first timer coming through right now. So there's a place in Vermont called, it's not Wilmington, it's something Ington. Something that ends in INGTON, they're saying? Burlington. So this person had some connection. This person is crossed over. They're coming through and they're mentioning Burlington, Vermont. There's a strong memory or connection to that, and you should know who it is because you're watching right now. It's very specific, that place. Let me know, and I'll come and give you the message. Also, you have this is a message for someone who has a turtle who's watching right now, or lost their turtle, meaning died. Let me know. What else have we got?
All right. You ready to dive in?
Yes.
Into our treasure trove.
Yes.
All right. Stephanie R.
Another Steph.
Yes.
Okay.
My soul is here to vastly influence the shift of consciousness. I'm feeling urgently called. Any insights from guides or spirit about how to use my gifts to create for the greatest collective good?
I love it. I love it. But isn't it so? It's so powerful when you get that call, right?
Yeah, and I love the way she worded it.
Yeah, she's on fire.
Very, very nice.
But listen, that's why we're on YouTube. Just go on YouTube, start talking on YouTube. You need to get it out. You need to understand that, having what you want to say. Now, this is true not only for the kind of work we do, this is true for music, this is true for any kind of expression, okay? You have to know that just having knowledge is not enough. You have to know how to deliver it. And it takes years. Let me tell you something, as when I train people or coach them psychically, first I help them to understand messages, how to receive messages, but if they want to become professional readers, or even if they want to just help people in their family or friend circle, they have to know how to deliver a message. There's a presentation. Even with food, watch the cooking shows. Gordon Ramsay on his shows, he looks at it and he's like, this looks disgusting, the way you cook this.
Right.
And then he'll taste it. He goes, fish tastes beautiful. It's amazing. Stellar, brilliant ingredients. Always says that. He goes, cook perfectly. He'll say this cooks perfectly, but it looks like shit, right?
He says it looks like dog food.
It looks like dog shit. He looks like puke. He says the worst things, but they're accurate. To get the point across is that your presentation has to be unique. There has to be some style to yourself, and there has to be an organization to it, right? So yes, you can be on fire, but your message can be completely lost if you're coming from, oh, these people don't really get it. I'm going to give you an example. I watched Jim Carrey. You guys know Jim Carrey's been on a big spiritual path, right? And he started doing plant medicine. He started doing mushroom medicine many years ago. And that's when he disappeared. And then he came back. He had the scruff. And he was like, you could see something had shifted in this man, okay? He had been through so much hell in his personal life. I think his ex-girlfriend committed suicide, right? Mm-hmm. And kind of blamed him. Is that true?
Because of him.
Because of him, right? So he went through all this stuff and went through this thing of like making everybody laugh but secretly crying inside. He went through that whole journey. Then he started doing the plant medicine. And then I saw him at an award show. And you guys can find this clip online.
I think everybody has seen it.
Okay, but if you haven't seen it, he's at this award show and this young woman is interviewing him and he's going into his like, none of this means anything. None of this means anything. And he's like, I don't mean anything. It's not like he's going into that place when you get enlightenment. You have an enlightened moment and you realize nothing matters, right? It's a moment. It's not what you're supposed to live and walk around and say to people. It's there to you have an expansive moment. She doesn't know where he's coming from. She's just doing her job. And then she answers, she's like, but you're dressed up and you look nice. Why are you here then? And he didn't know how to answer. What happened was yes, I know where he was coming from, the kind of freedom that he was experiencing, but he was making this wrong. And I have to fix humanity. First of all, nobody wants to be fixed. Humanity doesn't think they're broken. They think the rest of humanity's broken. Ask anybody, they'll go, yeah, humanity's broken. So then who's humanity then? If everybody thinks humanity's broken and it's not them. So if you're going to go out there with that kind of fire, chill for a moment. Because number one, there's lots of people who want to give a message. Number two, you want it to actually land. You are curating something for someone's own digestion and nourishment. And so you have to be a chef and cater to what kind of their tastes are. You'll always find your audience. Not everybody has everybody as an audience. It doesn't exist. It has never existed anywhere in life. Never. You can't please everybody. So you have to learn how to chill, how to dose out and deliver a message and make it palatable for people and not just think it doesn't matter because you know whatever truth you know, right? Because we don't know everything. Nobody does. I always consider myself, and this is a very comfortable place for me, is that I've been up some mountains, I've been across some planetary systems, some, and I come back to tell you what I saw, and I tell you that I have seen some formulas that work. And that's all I'm doing is coming back to share that with you.
Do you think if you can tune in to Stephanie and feel what gifts that she should bring to the earth?
Because you know it.
Speaking.
You tell her, yeah.
Speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just want her to know how to use that Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Right.
So she has some confirmation.
She has some confirmation, sure.
She's an English teacher. So the speaking.
The speaking, yeah.
She also said Jim Carrey's nephew was in my group of friends.
Jim Carrey's nephew was in her group of friends, and I bring up Jim Carrey for her message. Yeah. You see, that's how it works.
Yeah. And he actually died, the nephew.
The nephew died, wow.
And his fiancée in a freak accident. And Jim Carrey hung out with all of his friends after the funeral and reported it as their spiritual send-off.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm sure he's going to get it because he seems like an intelligent human, in my humble opinion. I'm just saying. It's never meant to alienate you from people. You don't want to become spiritual and think I can't go outside, or I can't go to the mall, or I can't be somewhere where people who I don't think are enlightened are. The whole point is that you see oneness and you're not thinking that you're in danger because they're different than you. Okay.
So our longtime friend Jerry is in the house. Hi, Jerry.
My brother.
And Jerry, a brother from another mother.
Yeah.
And he is giving some props to Miss Erica, and I am going to expose her right now. So he said, I hear there's an up-and-coming, recently published children's book author in our group. I think she's behind the camera.
Cheers.
And Erica Merriweather is now officially a children's book author.
You guys are killing it. Your Merlin book is coming out. Erica's book is out.
Erica, put
on
the link.
Amazon.
It is so freaking good and cute.
It's brilliant.
Aww.
Don't you
Is
think?
it called My Gremlin?
My morning gremlin.
My morning gremlin.
Gremlin.
And so the gremlin is this creature that is when kids get in a bad mood and they don't know how to get out of it. So he's this gremlin that goes into their space and tells them you can't do it and you're not good enough and you're not smart enough and you're not a good kid. And it's those negative thoughts. So the gremlin represents the negative thoughts. And his name is Stu.
Yeah.
And he makes them stew in their own negative stew.
So cute. So great for kids.
And it rhymed. It's like a Dr. Seuss kind of vibe.
That she's going to be writing.
Yeah, so check it out if you have
really
a kid. And even if you don't have a kid, but we all have had our morning gremlin, right?
By the way, it was a really big deal for Erica to write this book. She's a talented writer, talented poet, and she's been working with children for so many years, and she's such an excellent astrologer and has been helping families and their children, and she does family group readings and everything. And she's been talking about writing a book for 10 years.
She had different stops and starts.
She had stop and starts. And it was a spiritual journey, you guys, to pierce through. So you guys can probably relate to her. Mm-hmm. It was a journey for her to give herself permission. She had every excuse in the world to not do it. But she was responsible for the whole thing from A to Z, learned how to do it, did the whole thing herself. And it's beautiful. And she did a phenomenal job. We're so proud of her. But it also is a testament that sometimes you just have to bust through. It doesn't matter how long it takes you.
The book is funny.
Yeah.
The rhymes are awesome. And it gets the point across. And every kid should have this book. I mean, I've read, and you know something, I'm not going to talk about it, Erica. You know, if I don't like something, and
no, you wouldn't.
Whatever, look, I shoot it straight. Leo with Scorpio moon, Virgo rising. If I don't like it, I'll be like, it needs a lot of work, or don't put it out. Hopefully it's an appreciated, but sometimes not so much liked quality. But I've always been that way for my friends because I like to just tell them what I think. And at the same time, I say, but then again, it could totally work. So what do I know, right? So I'll say that I'm saying this because I do believe that every kid, and actually a lot of people should have this book because it sets your mood straight in the morning.
It does.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Cute.
So let's take
You're
a
welcome.
question.
Okay, so next question. Hello, is it possible to have a message from my guides about my love life, please? Many thanks, Victoria.
Victoria, there's like a party going on about your love life. What is the question? I need to know what the question is. I get a party vibe. I get that you can actually be celebrating and have, it could be, there could be a lot of guests at this party if you wanted there to be, and you allowed there to be. Absolutely. I tell you something, have you thought about living in two different places? because I see that 2 different places are going to be a part of the kind of love life that is going to manifest. So that could be that it's a partner who's in a different city, or it's a partner who goes, I want to be in 2 different places. But that's the key that I'm getting for you. Yes. Okay.
Ready?
Yes.
Patricia Sullivan. Good evening, Riz.
Patty Sullivan.
Patricia
It's
Sullivan.
my old friend Patty Sullivan.
One of the lollipop people.
The lollipop
The
people.
lollipop
The
people?
lollipop guild. Is that what was in?
Patricia?
welcome you to the lollipop guild, the lollipop guild, the lollipop guild.
Yeah, you're right. That was the movement. Isn't that interesting?
I didn't know that.
I've never
I don't even
even-
know what you guys are doing or heard of it.
No,
or
yes,
even,
you have.
No, I haven't.
Okay, so you started going like this, right? Okay, so that
I'm psychic.
was the movement of the Munchkins in The Wizard of Oz. So they were going like, the lollipop guild, the lollipop. They were doing that, and they were doing that movement. So that was programmed in you.
But I didn't.
No, because you've seen The Wizard of Oz,
Okay,
right?
so I've seen it.
Yeah.
Of course you have.
Subconscious programming.
That got programmed in you when you were a kid.
What
and it
else
just
have I
came
been
out.
programmed with?
All right.
All right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Patricia Sullivan.
Woo.
Good evening, Riz and Lady O. My question
evening.
tonight is: I have been failed relationship after. Oh, I've been in failed relationship after failed relationship.
Well,
I
yeah.
am wondering about my past lives and how this keeps affecting my current life. Wow, those are 2 very different questions that intersect.
Like, is it her past life affecting the failed relationship?
I think we did an entire video on this topic about how those past
Well,
lives.
there's one thing
we
I
keep
want to
trying-
say to Patty. Is it Patty or Patricia?
Patricia.
All right, Patty. Patricia. There's a spiritual logic that comes into play here. Of course, one relationship has to fail for you to get to the next relationship. That's just the nature of relationships. The last relationship that you had, let's say you liked it. The reason you had it was because the one before it failed.
So can I say that all my past relationships are failed?
What did they fail at?
Nothing.
Right.
We just didn't work out.
What did they, right. And
I didn't fail at anything.
Red Eagle always says.
I haven't failed at a single thing yet.
No.
I'm still waiting to fail. I don't think I ever will fail.
The relationship didn't fail.
I think I was just learning about myself and learning about how to do stuff.
We need to take away this idea or this template that relationships can fail.
Right.
Relationships are not a goal or a test that you fail. Relationships are an expression in the moment.
So she's actually saying, I've learned about myself through a lot of previous relationships that didn't work out for me any longer. I had to move on, and I think I'm having a lot of patterned behavior by repeating the same thing over and over. So is that why my past lives, I keep coming back, reincarnating, because I'm trying to break this pattern?
Listen, Patricia, I'm not getting it's a past life.
It's not a
thing
past
here.
life.
No. This is a present life.
Yeah, this is about you learning about yourself.
Yes, this is about you learning about yourself, and you may not want to hear it, but that's the message here. And I think you should want to hear it if you want things to change. As they say, nothing changes if nothing changes.
Isn't that a song that you wrote?
That was a song that I wrote.
Nothing
But
changes.
I didn't come up with that
nothing
title. I heard
changes.
someone say nothing changes if nothing changes, so I
Yeah.
wrote a song about it.
Yeah.
By the way, we'll post a link to it, by the way, Erica. It was meant for our children's project called Riz the Wiz, but I'm going to use it for something. There's a video to it. Okay, so, Patricia, it is reinvention time. It is time to change perhaps your look, your style. Yes, even a physical thing. It could be hair color. It could be... You need to see yourself differently and explore more and stretch, and also put yourself in different situations that you haven't ever put yourself in before. If you're meeting people in one way, try to meet them in a way that you don't think is your style.
You
Try
know,
it a different way.
She's asking a good question overall.
Excellent question.
The question is, how do I stop creating and recreating the same patterns with men? How do I learn how to see myself in a new light? How can I do this better? That's what she's asking.
I hope that's what she's asking.
That is what she's asking.
Okay.
That's definitely what she's asking.
Okay. You want to take it?
Yeah, because
I consider you a master of relationships.
you guys, Should I say it?
Well, you've been married a few times. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's just that you are that. That's what you help people with.
Yes. Okay. So, Patricia, what you're learning about yourself is that you're resilient. You're learning about yourself that you're inquisitive enough to ask these questions. You're learning about yourself that you want to know more about why you keep repeating the same things. You want to know more about your programming. You want to know why you keep attracting the same results. So you're reverse engineering and looking to see how you have created yourself thus far. Has it been just you have been copying your family members? Have you been copying the people in your culture, your religion, whatever it is? Like, are you being yourself? What is real Patricia wanting to do? Does real Patricia want to date people like this? Does real Patricia even want to date? Does she want to marry? What kind of person does she want to marry? This is getting to know Patricia time. So this is not failure time. This is not why things didn't work out. It is why things didn't work out, but not from failure. This is, what am I learning? So you have to understand how to ask the right questions to yourself. So you're asking, how can I find out more about what I created with the people in my life? Who can I talk to? A shaman is great to talk to. Life coaches, you could do shaman journeys. Mm-hmm. You could get readings from us. We could do whatever you want to find anybody who can help you.
Right.
To understand and uncover and unravel your decisions and your choices. Getting personal power and understanding your creative, your self-creation is the name of the game. You want to learn about you. Patricia, you're only asking questions about yourself. You just want to know who you are. You just want to know why you're doing what you do. It's really simple. There's no failure. You didn't fail at anything.
I got something interesting to say. What if, Patricia, you found out through your own crystal ball, not through us or any other reader, what if some message came to you that you are supposed to have a bunch of different meaningful, fun relationships over and over for the rest of your life? Mm-hmm. And that this lifetime isn't going to be about a one partner. Let's just say this is an exercise that's going to open you up because you asked for change and not repeating. So I'm giving you an opportunity, with your permission, to experiment with this. Go in this in your mind. What if you found out, right? Not from me, not from another medium, not from any teacher, not from any mentor. A good way to think of it is, think of someone on the other side whom you trust, whether it's a grandparent or a friend, someone you really loved and really respected. And you, in the middle of the night, you wake up and their vision, their celestial form, their ghost is standing at the foot of the bed, and they're like, "Hi, Patricia. I just wanted to let you know that everything is great. You're going to have a great life. You're just going to have a lot of different relationships, and they're all can be really fun. And don't get too attached. Your life is about more than those relationships." Meaning, imagine someone you really go, "Okay, that was true," and then they disappear. What will you do? What if you decided that? Imagine the freedom you would have. Imagine what else you might think about, and whatever sad story you're telling yourself that, see, it never works out. Instead of like, wow, I keep having relationships, so clearly you can attract some semblance.
I just texted her that. I just said that in the chat. There's people who can't even attract a relationship.
I know. Here you are going, I've had so many failed relationships.
You're ahead of the game. Yeah. So actually just go easy on yourself here.
Yeah, please.
You really just need to understand more about who you are.
Yes. Okay, Erica, sound like there was some confirmation.
Yes.
Guess, what's the confirmation?
Burlington, Vermont.
Burlington, Vermont. What is that about?
So Paul Buckshot, his uncle Richie was from Burlington, Vermont.
Thank you. So Paul, who came to our Virginia group experience, guys, let's take a pause. We're going to do it again. We are coming back to the East Coast, Virginia specifically, in the fall. When is it?
Yeah, October.
In October, we're coming back to Virginia.
And Paul is going to be there again.
We're going to do a shamanic journey. We're going to have the Circle of Light. So those spaces are absolutely limited. We're on a beautiful property in Virginia, hosted by an amazing being. There's going to be sound healing and good food.
And there's pictures on the community tab.
There's pictures on the community tab. You said it.
See it.
And on my Instagram and your Instagram. Mm-hmm. So come and be a part of that, which is where we met Mr. Buckshot himself, Paul, who's been watching us since the beginning of last year when we started.
Patricia, why don't you come to our October Shaman weekend retreat and spend 2 days with us? Do the Circle of Light on Sunday night.
Yes.
Get messages from spirit guides.
And then do the transformational shaman journey the next day.
Do the shaman journey with us, and we will.
You are going to leave scrubbed.
Get in there, clean it up, help you. You'll leave.
You're going to fly out of there, floating on air.
Yeah.
Okay, because that's what we're here for.
And Paul's going to be there.
Paul's going to be there. So Paul, your uncle,
Connie, yay, Connie.
Paul, your uncle was saying hi, and I guess now he's caught wind that you're watching us and hung out with us, and he knows that we can get a message to you, and he's okay. So they ski in Vermont, right? Because he just showed me. He showed me he's just flying through the trees, the evergreen trees. He's having the time of his afterlife. Okay. By the way, Paul, is there a Donna connected to you or the family? Let me know. Or Diana? I don't know. Donna, I think the name is Donna. Okay. Let's keep going.
Okay. Erica posted the link, you guys. If there's people interested, it sounds like. So she just posted the link. You guys click the link and she'll post it again. It'll take you to the page if you want to be a guest. And if you want to host us in a location somewhere in the US or Canada, also you can do that. All right, next question. Diane Morgan, Lady O, I am going to a retreat where we've been asked to dress up as a past life, and I have no idea about any of my past lives. Well, you know what? That's actually a Riz question.
Yep.
So Riz is going to tune in for you and let you know.
Let me tune in for you. There's a couple that they're flashing in front of me. The reason I'm going because it's a man and she'd have to dress in the man's clothing.
Oh, okay. That's very freeing, actually.
Yeah.
Remember when I did that character?
So you
Lord
were
of the Rings.
Okay, so you were some sort of the lifetime they're showing me is you were some sort of herder. But it doesn't feel like a tribal herder from a long time ago. It's more of a contemporary herder, which feels very English to me. So someone who worked on that farm, but male. And there's a jacket and a hat in this garb that they're showing me. So that's the one I'm going to tell you. Google that. Oh, I got a date. By the way,
we got a
what are you saying?
confirmation. We got a confirmation also.
The date is January 29th. January 29th. One of my guides is saying to talk. So that's a specific date. It's not the 28th, not the 30th, guys. Only message me if the January 29th date has a meaning for you. Please. Thank you. Okay, confirmation?
Yeah, confirmation. Paul says that he sure did ski. And he has a cousin, Diane, who's still alive.
Please tell her he says hello to her for some reason. He's helping her out with something. Okay.
Oh, Michael J. So Michael did the retreat with us, this last retreat. He's the one who flew in from Switzerland, right? Right?
Michael.
So Michael is telling Patricia she absolutely has to do it. It's life-changing. And I was like reading him say that. The retreat just changed my life. Thank you, Michael.
Michael,
and you guys left such great reviews.
Are you back in Switzerland now?
All right. So
we should come to Switzerland. Michael,
host us in Switzerland.
Why don't you do a Switzerland retreat, Michael?
We'll come out to you and you bring your friends and family. We'll do it.
We will do it. And this is why we have been planning.
Make this happen, bro.
We have been planning to go to Switzerland. We travel a lot, and we've always been meaning to go to Switzerland.
Yeah, we've talked about it a lot.
But it never works out because the guides are always saying to us, we always ask our spirit guides.
We always know when it's time.
And why didn't we realize this when we met them?
I know, it didn't dawn on us. And right now it just hit us at the same time. We would love to go to you guys over there.
Yeah, Michael, connect with Erica if you want to talk about it. We'll talk about the possibilities.
Yes.
We loved meeting you guys. Okay.
Spirit shout out.
Spirit shout out. Kim S.
Daughter's birthday is January 29th.
Thank you.
And her daughter's name is Leilani.
Leilani, thank you. We have a dear friend named Leilani also. January 29th. What's her? Okay, Leilani's January 20th. And what is the woman's name?
Kim.
Kim. Hi, Kim. I'm just getting the message. Just being surrounded by angelic energy right now. I don't know if it's been a particularly, I don't know how old your daughter is, but I don't know if it's been a particularly challenging last 6 months. But I do want to say is that there is a lot of confident and creative energy that is flowing towards your daughter. And it is about helping her. I don't want to say be more serious. That's not the word. I got to find the right word for you. What the way that my guides are showing it to me. Like getting more confident, again, more confident in choices and planting the seeds for something that's going to sprout more next year. And this can apply even if she's young, like a little kid, because we often see when you raise kids, like something sprouts that we never were expecting. Like, oh, this kid's suddenly an artist. Where'd that come from? And if she's an adult, same thing. Something can. I see creative confidence sprouting. Seeds are being planted now for next year, big blossoming. Thank you. Next.
Okay. Next question. No, I did, Diane. My name is Kelly. I'm wondering if any of my guides or ancestors have any guidance for me in regards to the best way I can fulfill my purpose and help others through a career. Kaylee.
Hi, Kaylee. Yes. You're having a big growth spurt right now. I know you're not a little kid, but that's the word I'm going to use, the term I'm going to use. You're having a big growth spurt. And those growth spurts sometimes they happen so fast. You can feel like the energy it's like standing in a stream of water that only goes up to like halfway up to your knees, so it's shallow, but it's so strong and fast. Like something is definitely pulling you right now. And I say, well, what do? I say, just get in the water, then float, put the boat in, point it in the direction of the stream, and let it take you. This is time for you now to. It's one of my favorite sayings that I say every so often, which is, now is not about why, but it is about why not. Your mantra is not asking why right now. Your mantra is constantly saying why not. Oh, really? Do that? Oh, this is showing up. Why not? Why not? Why not? You totally knowing that you're being taken care of right now, because what you're working on is how to release control. Now, releasing control and surrendering control are the main thing. We're not talking about being out of control, right? There's a big difference between being out of control and surrendering control peacefully, but still being part of the navigation in a sense, meaning that you're not taking your hands completely off the wheel, but your hand is on the wheel, but you're feeling the motion of the ocean as they say, excuse me. What else do I want to say here? Gift giving. They're talking about, take this literally, gift giving. Here's a little exercise for you, is to pick 3 people and surprise them with 3 little gifts right now. The gifts should be either something you think would really open them up, or something that makes them feel you know them well. Because this is about a particular channel in you. Everybody has a channel in them. Athletes have a channel for sports. Musicians have a channel for a song. Doctors have a channel. If they're a surgeon, that channel is open within them of helping the body. So this is going to help open your channel, whatever your particular channel is. Also, I was just curious if the name Brian has any connection to you. It's a BR male name. What else is a BR male name? Brandon, Brent, Brian. Okay. Let me know.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
Moving on. Jennifer Sanders.
Jennifer Sanders.
Hello. I've been listening since December, and this would be my first question. I feel like an emotional roller coaster between work and home. Do my spirit guides have a message for me?
You need to do so. You need to blast through. Now it's time for transformational work. You should find near you, hopefully near you, a shaman to do some shamanic work, because this is past you just doing meditation or breath exercises. I feel that you're going through what you need, a big change, a big rebirth within you, and you don't have like forever to spend on, time doing therapy for 6 months to a year, or kind of, something needs to happen quicker. So finding some people to work with that help do transformational experiences. Maybe it's a weekend somewhere. Find one near you. If you don't find one, you can always reach out to us. But the energy of what I'm feeling with you is that you don't really have time for long processes. Okay. Of course, every process takes time. You're going to get more enlightened every year. You're going to get more peaceful. Enlightened simply means more peaceful, by the way, right? Mm-hmm. So as each year passes, I'm getting relationship, also doing some work with what was the relationship with you and your dad, and then your dad and your mom. There's some belief stuff that got programmed here for you specifically. You have a very, very, very awesome spirit guide, spirit animal, excuse me. It's like this otter beaver that has these big teeth and is gnawing through what is obstacles. So you have this beautiful. Is that an otter or a beaver, or they're the same thing?
I think otter has like the big wide tail.
Yeah.
And the beaver
has the teeth.
More teeth.
I'm sure somebody who's watching, or many, are going to tell us what the difference is, because they live like in the Yukon. People who
they're
watch
very
us.
smart, actually.
I know, they're so knowledgeable.
No, the beavers. Beavers are smart.
I was saying you guys are smart. She goes, no, the beavers are smart. Okay, all of you are smart. Okay, so that spirit guide is chomping through for you. Balancing. Look, you're speaking to people who have balanced for a long time a big family life and healing work and getting older, right? I'm going to be 55.
You guys, he has a birthday coming up, August 20th.
I do. August 20th, I'll be 55. And I'm outpouring all this energy. Thank you. I'm outpouring. But someone will say, well, how do you do it? How do you have all this energy, plus have time for family, plus have time for marriage, plus have time for yourself? And I go, everything is time. Ultimately, in my highest, of course I do take time for myself, but my overarching understanding spiritually is everything is for myself. It's all for me. Not, I have to do this, but then never have time for me. This is for me, and I can also take, quote unquote, time for me. It can't be, this isn't for me, but this time is for me. And I'm realizing, in fact, it's something I'm working on and realizing even now. And we're having a talk about this even today, about what is the difference between that. So I don't go for what's my balance. I go for, because that's too hard. I have to maintain balance. So what I'm working on, what I apply in my life, is constantly reminding myself that everything is for me, and logically, of course, I will rest. Logically, of course, I will take time for creation, my own creative pursuits. So you're in quite an amazing ascension period, my friend. Keep watching. Thank you for asking that question.
Riz, we had another January 29th.
Sure.
Allie
T.
Her son, Nick, passed on January 29th, 2006.
Perfect. Of course, this is for her as well. Thank you. When they give me a date, look, it's a 1 in 165 chance that it means something to someone, but they're very specific about these dates. It's always impactful. So either the person was born on that day, or that person crossed over on that day. So her name is Allie, and her son's name is?
Nick.
And Nick passed in what year?
2006.
Yeah, he's here. They're giving me a message. Okay, so people called his... Yes, thank you. Got it. Boy, he's a talker. People called his death a tragedy. He does not consider it a tragedy. He as a soul was like, I'm not surprised because I came for really big experiences and really big impact. Yeah, like the quintessential proverbial shooting star, except he didn't burn out. He impacted. So he took this opportunity. Boy, by the way, I tell you, the intelligence level on Nick is like off the charts. He's genius level. So that's what I would call genius level. Why do I say that? Because it's not about facts and figures kind of genius. It's about, was almost too advanced for the planet, but wasn't here to be here. I mean, obviously, if he crossed over, he wasn't here to be here for the long run. But when I say this, I want to be more specific, because there's the way they're communicating it to me. It's like he made a big sound, and first of all, he's healed on the other side. He's seen, he's heard, he's in his full expression. But isn't it amazing? He knows you're watching and comes to this YouTube show that you're quote unquote randomly watching and says that date, knowing you're watching at this time live. If you had missed this, you would have missed, right? This whole moment wouldn't have happened. Of course he loves you and just was taking this as a confirmation for you to know that he's aware of you. Is there, I know this is always, I always say quote unquote random things. Do you have a thing about gift cards? Do you buy gift cards and give them to people, or like you see them but you don't do it? I don't know why my guides are mentioning gift cards in you. There's always little inside jokes that the spirit guides give to me to say. Please let me know if that means something to you. Okay.
All right. So she's wanting to hold my hand. Angela Alameda, do my spirit guides have a message for me? Angela Alameda.
Angela Alameda. Yeah. Yes. Okay, so they're showing me the cards. Do you know what angel cards are? Angel cards they're not tarot cards. Angel cards have angels on them or spirit guides. And then there's like a booklet that comes with them for you to work with the angel cards, but then you can learn tarot. Learn the tarot. The real tarot is the Rider deck, or the Rider Waite deck it's called. It's the original one from like 1910. Get that, buy that online or buy it wherever it is that you are, and learn about it. There's a very deep magic with that deck if you can learn it. It takes a long time to learn it. You can't take a seminar and then suddenly you're doing it. It requires a great amount of reverence, but I feel you probably do have that reverence. Also, another thing that I'm getting is organizational things, something that you are supposed to be a part of organizing things. This can be experiences, or this can be performances even. Yeah. I don't know if that rings a bell for you. Let me know if it does. But that's your message for today.
Okay, next one.
All righty.
My name is Nathan. I really like this show and I appreciate your guys' work. Thank you. Who are my spirit guides and what is their messages for me, please?
Nathan. Quick spirit shout out, because someone just tapped me on the shoulder, was like, you didn't pay attention to me. Dale. Dale is here. Dale is related to you. Dale is here. Okay. In my head, I'm like, is that good enough for you now? He's like, yes, that's fine. Okay, thank you. Nathan, what have I got for you? He just wants an open message.
Yes.
My spirit guides.
Oh, let me tune into you for you. Yeah, first one right off the bat. You have a spirit guide named Flora, Flora. She is like a gypsy spirit guide. Gypsy spirit guides are great. I love them. We have our own. And she is They're always great for finding a bargain, Nathan. So whatever you're shopping for, call on Flora and she'll be like, come this way. I'll tell you where to get it for a better price. Or she might be like, that's worth it. Just a little bit more expensive, but you should buy it. It has magic in it. She's about things that you buy. It could be you're really into technology. It could be you're into sneakers. I don't know what you're into, but she will help you. She's like your money spirit guide. She's like, I'm going to show you how to spend your money. And then if you want, I'll show you how to make more money. Very good. Also, Nathan, do you use a lot of hand sanitizer? Don't use that stuff. Your body is going through an upgrade in its immune system. Look, my rings are making a sound like that guy on Instagram that does the healing. And the guy who goes like this, and he goes like, I'm going to give you a healing, and he does this.
Do it for real.
Okay, get quiet now. Listen. Moving the energy off of you. There's a guy who does that. There's lots of guys who do that. I actually like it. I have to say, even though some people make fun of it, it feels good.
People get very affected by seeing their people's hands.
Because he gets really close to the camera, and he does that because it does work. You are actually moving energy, and if a person surrenders to it, they're going to feel cleansed. Okay.
Dale.
Well, you got the Dale? Who's Dale? Who does Dale belong to?
Dale belongs to Connie. Dale, my best friend from the age of 2. He left the planet 30 years ago. I've been thinking about him lately.
Well, look at that. He heard you thinking about him. He was so nice. I was going into, you saw what happened. I was going into my next message, and I literally felt a tap on my shoulder going, I'm Dale. I'm like, oh, so everybody jumped ahead of you online. Literally, it does happen this way. And so there you go, Connie. He wanted to say hi, and they loves you. Very polite. Like tip of the hat to you, okay? Connie, do you drink a lot of coffee? He's like, I think he follows you when he shows up when you're getting or making coffee. That's when he shows up. Moomy, I'm not putting you in my lap. That was like 2 hours in her lap. I'm not doing it.
Connie said, yes, that's him.
That's him? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I'm a Leo. I talk to cats like I'm literally on their level.
Well,
go.
We are closing in.
We are.
We're at the end of our time.
We're about to close up shop. You want to talk about anything? We'll close up messages for now.
Somebody in Japan is here and saying that they're starting to wear masks because they feel like they see that COVID's coming back. The thing is, I know every country handles COVID differently. At this point, like if we were to tell you how many like viruses are out and about,
we never take a stance on any of that. We just personal preference, whatever you want.
Yeah, at this point, the only thing we can recommend is just absolutely take care of your health and make sure your immune system is as powerful as possible.
Yeah,
and we take a lot of things. We take a lot of things to help our immune system.
Can I talk about what my favorite thing that we take that I think is great? I think everyone should be taking 2 teaspoons of this every day.
Yes.
It's black seed oil.
I can feel
some people going, yeah, Riz, talk about it. Okay, good. I'm going to talk about it. Black seed oil, on the fun little FYI side of it, the pharaohs were buried. They found black seed oil in the chambers with the pharaohs.
Yep.
So the old Middle Eastern saying is black seed oil cures everything except death. Okay, so that it won't cure, but it cures everything else. Research black seed oil. Try to get the cold pressed, really powerful ones that you can find them. Just research it, and then you can get it off of Amazon. You can even put it on your face. I use it on my skin.
It helps with wrinkles. Is that part of your
everything? Yeah,
secret?
It's part of my anti-aging. I'll take black seed oil at night. Literally after I wash my face, I put it on my face. It's incredible. It's anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial, antibacterial, but it doesn't kill the bad bacteria. It doesn't kill the good bacteria. It kills only the bad. It's amazing. Drink it. Put it on your face.
We've started taking sea moss. We really like sea moss.
Yeah.
I thought the sea moss thing was like not legit. Well, it's legit.
I don't like the Air One sea moss.
or like the flavorless one, which is
I don't feel like I get anything from that. I didn't get that feeling, but the other brand that you buy, I love the way
it's the brand that has flavors. I don't know the name of the brand, but you can find it on Amazon. It has like mango and strawberry.
Right.
It's about that big. So we started taking it, and it actually gives you this boost. I was amazed. I really thought it was a joke. Not a joke, but I didn't think it was really going to be real.
How could it be? But it really, you do feel
from
like
the first
a
time I
boost.
took it. 2 tablespoons.
And
what else
so,
do we like?
Yeah, there's a lot of things you guys can do to raise your immune system. I think being healthy overall is the name of the game, and you're going to
NAC. We take NAC,
and we can't buy it here in the U.S., but we order NAC from
Switzerland.
Switzerland.
Michael, we get our NAC from Switzerland. It's called. It's made by a company called Advantix. They Biopharma. They make Pharma C. Is the product. It takes a couple of weeks to get it, but you can find it online. We love it because it's like a tablet you drop in water. It's effervescent. Your body absorbs this NAC. We take it every single day.
What's the company again?
It's called Biopharma.
Yeah, Biopharma.
Yeah.
And that is a huge immune system booster.
Oh,
we haven't been sick in a very long time.
We basically don't. I will say one thing for you guys out there. If you do the research, they did an incredible, it's a legit study where NAC reduced symptoms of ADHD and OCD in kids by more than 50%. Yes. So look into it. We can only advise people to do the research.
Yeah. And on that note, you all, I hope you had a good time, a fun ride. We're bringing the UFO back down for a landing.
That's right. Let's bring
and
it
hope
back
you
down.
have a good day and night and weekend and all, or next week, actually. We're at the beginning of a new week.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. And we will see you next weekend. Much love to everybody. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, you know what?
What?
Hold on one second. I was
What?
on the wrong page. And now, bye.